Good morning, YouTube. Thought I'd try something a little bit different today. Fine Saturday morning out here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And yeah, I wanted to get back to streaming on a daily basis. And it was easy when I was in the truck going to work because all I had to do is press record and talk my way to work, if you will. And I kind of miss that. I can miss I really miss it. I miss the interaction that I had with you guys. I miss talking about what my thoughts are of the day, what my plans are, etc., etc. And, and of course, leaving you with something to think about. And so I thought I'd restart that, but just in a different setting. Plus I no longer have my co-pilot with me, my co-host, Maggie. So yeah, thought I'd bring it back, but just at a different spot. So with a little bit of Saturday morning coffee. So cheers to you if you are drinking your coffee. We'll hang out for a little bit and just talk about what I've got going on. But Miss Savvy, good morning. Thanks for hanging out today. Yeah, I'm in my backyard. We've gotten away from the drive streaming for several reasons. First and foremost, the biggest reason is it's simply unsafe to be drive streaming and driving at the same time. Happy weekend to you as well. Thank you so much for joining and watching. But yeah, I'm in the backyard over here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my day. We'll give the chat and the viewers a few more moments to trickle on in, because I put this out on my Facebook, and of course everybody that's getting the YouTube notifications. So nice backyard. Thank you. It's a beautiful. Yes, it is. My wife and I are very blessed to have found this space, for us to raise our son at, in the middle of Virginia Beach. It's not a super old house. It's in an old neighborhood. The house was built, I guess, once the neighborhood was already established. And so, yeah, it was on the market for a price that the original seller was asking way too much for. And effectively what had happened was, thank you very much for the thumbs up, Savvy, I appreciate it. And so, no, it was on the market for several years, and eventually just started bringing the price down and down and down and down. And when we finally saw it, I was like, it's gonna come down a little bit more, watch. And the next month it finally did, and we made an offer and we moved. This was in 2016. And so, yeah, I'll give you a walk tour of the backyard here. So of course you saw the house and the pool. My primary concern, of course, is the internet, and I hope that it holds, because we are so far away from the nearest cell phone tower, just maybe about 1.5 miles, with all these trees and the obstructions. It's not, I don't get the best signal. So that really was for you. Yes, indeed. I think so too. But check it out. I've got this gigantic wood pile behind me here. All this wood I've got to process at some point, because that came from the tree. You can probably see the tree stump back there, as well as this other tree stump here behind me. It's like 10-foot tall tree stump right there, which I actually cut that tree down. I climbed it, and in fact, you know what? I just realized I never made the videos for that experience, But yeah, so lots of changing sunlight here. And like I said, we'll give the chat a few more moments to trickle on in and such. But yeah, everybody's already doing their stuff about the day, so I think I got started with my live stream this morning too late. I need to get up earlier and get my day going a lot sooner. But holy cow, it's super green out there. Look at all this. So my property line actually extends out past this fence that's behind me, all the way out to the middle of the water over there, in the middle of the water over here also. So we kind of live like on a little peninsula. So what's the plan for today? This live stream, number one. Number two, to take a look at this fence. So this fence here has been repaired several times by me on several occasions. So as you can see, it's pretty old, But of particular note, you could see, so that's a new post that I installed. Oh, look, this thing's broken there. I wonder why that's broken. It's like someone pulled on it because they were trying to look over the fence, you know. And then I installed that post, and as you can see, it gets crooked right over here. Yeah. As you can see, it got crooked right there at that at this fence post here. Oh wait, no, right over here. It's no longer straight. You know, you can see it better this way. So the plan is I'm going to remove this post. It's rotted at the base, which is why it's leaning over like that, which is the case with a lot of these. And I'm probably going to, instead of replacing it because there's concrete down there, I'm not actually going to remove the post. I'm just going to cut it at the base, install 2 new posts, and reinstall all the horizontal pieces and the fence slats itself. So that's the plan. That's the plan for this morning as far as this goes. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it this morning. It's going to be a several days project, I think, because for one, I'm an old dude, you know, and I can't spend all day out here in the sun doing yard, you know, manual labor like that. Plus I don't exercise like I used to. So it'll be a little bit more difficult on that note, you know, physical fitness wise. I mean, I'm still pretty physically fit, but I just got to be smart about that and, you know, how I go about doing the project. And yeah, just take my time doing it. Of course, have fun, if you will, with it. I might, and as funny as it sounds, I typically have a tendency to change the plan as I go and what I'm going to do with the design of it all and such. So that's that. That's the fence project part. But after that, part of the reason why I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it today is my son has a jiu-jitsu tournament this afternoon. So I got to make sure that all my tools are put away, I get cleaned up, and I give myself plenty of time to drive out to the field house for the jiu-jitsu tournament. You know, so step 1, fence project. Step 2, clean up, jiu-jitsu tournament. Step 3, once we're done with that, hopefully it won't be too long, but it will be, we'll be live streaming again later on this evening on my Fortnite gaming channel, which is where I've been spending a lot of my time. I might get the drone in the air. I have to transfer the registration from the drone that I lost onto the replacement drone. So maybe they'll do that today, and maybe I'll video how to do that, because a lot of people ask all the time, how do you register your drone with the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, of which one needs to have one needs to have their drone registered with the FAA if it's over 250 grams, be it recreational or not recreational use. So I've done a video like that already once before, but maybe we're due for an upgrade because that was from 2022. Have things changed since then? So I'll add that to the list of things to do. Video for FAA registration, and of course the live stream of me playing Fortnite. And so that's the plan. And so speaking of Fortnite, I was put on the spot last night, interestingly enough. I decided to play a couple ranked games, meaning games that are a little harder than normal, you know. And I thought to myself, no, I wanted to play, I thought to myself, I want to play some Phil. I want to play with some strangers, if you will. I want to play with other players that I've never played with before, meet new people. And so I decided to, and it's hit or miss. Sometimes you get a good team, sometimes you get a really bad team. Sometimes you get a team, and bad meaning you're not a team, you just jump in and you've got 3 other players, teammates with you, that go elsewhere, that don't want to play as a team or as a squad, which is the whole point of doing squads, I think, playing together. Well, I jumped in, and there were 20-year-old, if you will, people, young 20s, and they were talkative. We were all on mics, and it was actually a really pleasant experience. I really enjoyed playing with these new folks, you know, they didn't say where they were from, but in various points in their careers and lives. And one of them asked me and put me on the spot, because, I mean, first and foremost, I was playing Fortnite, you know. I wasn't in the motivational speaking, you know, not in the motivational speaking, if you will, mindset I was just there to shoot stuff up. But the guy asked me, so you're almost 50 years old, you know, what is one piece of advice you could give a young 20-year-old person that's getting started in their life? And having not been asked that question before, I wasn't really prepared for it. And it's interesting to say the least. And I should have, instead of stumbling over myself, I should have put a little bit more, maybe a few more seconds of thought into it, because it all falls back onto decision making and the decision to have on what advice I should have given that person also, you know. And as I thought about it some more also throughout the afternoon, because it bothered me that I didn't know, getting bit by flies here, I felt that through the t-shirt even, something that I didn't realize, if you will, was that, I mean, I've got a 20-year-old at home or in college, right? And if I could give my son some advice, what would that be? The problem with that question though, and that train of thought, even to answer that question, is that, for lack of a better phrase or term, I've been training my son for the last 19 years. Sounds funny, right? I've been training my son. You know, I've been raising my son. I've been developing my son. My wife and I have put a lot of time, effort into ensuring that our son would be a contributing member to society, not a burden, you know, and not just contributing like they do their part, but, you know, going above and beyond. Whether or not he goes above and beyond, you know, whatever his calling is up to him. But at least we know as parents that our son is independent, that I could drop him off in the middle of the woods and he can find his way home. That I can drop him off in the middle of the city and he could find his way home. Or he could or survive in the city or survive in the woods. 100% confident. Why? Because of how we raised him to be an independent person, to be self-sufficient, to be a problem solver, to be a leader, you know, to be a person, you know, if he has to interact with people, a person that's trustworthy, you know. I mean, the more I thought about this question that was asked of me, particularly this morning as well, was that, and I hate to use this analogy because things are changing in the organization, but be a Boy Scout. And what does that mean? When we think of a Boy Scout, right, we think of the little dude wearing the scout uniform, you know, khaki shirt, olive drab pants, green pants and shorts, neckerchief, maybe a hat, helping the little old lady across the street, right? The kid can tie knots, he can make a fire. That scout can, you know, is a trustworthy person. So I think the point is, when I say be a Boy Scout, you know, and now that the organization is changing things, be a scout, right? But being someone that you can 100% know that they will do the right thing. You know, be the type of person that people can count on. Being the type of person that can lead, that can make decisions. And how does one make decisions? And maybe that's what I should have expressed to this young man. Actually, I think it was 2 young men and 1 young lady that I was playing with last night in Fortnite, of all places. And what a missed opportunity I had. I mean, my why, and maybe that's what I should have told him. Start with why. Because I know what my why is. Do you know what your why is? Start with Why is actually the title of a book by Simon Sinek. I did not read the book, but I did go through a course or seminar with respect to that. And I feel like my stream has dropped because I have poor internet connection. And that's okay, because I have 0 viewers right now. We'll keep going because it will ideally record. If you're in the chat, if you're in there, please say hello. I'd like to know that I am speaking live to folks. But point is, you know, start with why. How do you start with why? It's a statement that Simon Sinek said that starts with to, kind of like the hypothesis. It's a if-then statement. This is a to so that statement. To so that statement. hypothesis, if-then statement. So my why is to shape the lives of young people so that they're prepared for life as contributing members to society. As a scoutmaster, that was very easy to do. As a dad, very easy to do. You know, as the general manager for iFly Virginia Beach, very easy to do. As a YouTuber, a live streamer, very easy to do. As a Fortnite game player that's playing with strangers, very easy to do. And so maybe I should have started or answered that gentleman's question with that. Hey, start with why. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? It's an interesting mushroom. Why do you do the things that you do? Roy Disney, many years ago, once said, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. Identify what your personal core values are, because once you've identified what those personal core values are, you can then allow yourself to have that train of thought of, okay, how does this decision, left or right, forward, backward, yes or no, to that one core value. For example, the core values of iFly Virginia Beach are loyalty, integrity, and professionalism. If I were to do this, make this decision, how is it loyal to iFly Virginia Beach? Does it show integrity? Is it professional? Our motto is excellence in all we do. Is this decision, will this decision reflect excellence in all I do? Will people view me as a trustworthy person? More importantly, can you view yourself as a trustworthy person by making this decision? Either yes to it or no to it. Because even if you're messed up skill-wise, if you're a trustworthy person, I think people will want you on their team. You know? Even if you're a trustworthy person and you have nobody to lead or nobody to follow, you know in your heart that you are a trustworthy person, and that's something also, you know? So I hope I get a chance to play with this group of friends again in the future, because, and others that might have that question. That was the last thing I thought I was going to be asked on a Fortnite game. Tell me, what's one thing that you could give? What's a piece of advice you could give someone? And it's a whole rant of things, which is what I'm doing here with you guys. So first and foremost, start with why. Number two, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. Be a leader, be a scout, be a person that people can trust. When we talk about relationships, you know, I listened to this one young man's speech, valedictorian speech about, you know, yeah, we learn about this math and science, and I think he talked about relationships, learn about how to have healthy relationships. And maybe I'm mixing something else, but that's the point, right? Relationships with people, because yeah, we want to be independent, but we do need others to survive in this world, this crazy world that we live in, right? And if people look at you as a person that's not trustworthy, why would they want to interact with you? And how does that even apply to in Fortnite, for example? You know, since I've recently got into playing the game. You know, from a standpoint of, if you're playing in squads, you know your buddy's going to come and get you later on, right? If possible. I mean, the goal is to win the game, right? They're going to go into the storm and get your card if possible. If it's the end game and there's no thing to reboot, as a dead teammate, you need to tell your teammate, hey, don't come and get me, save yourself, go win the game. Focus on that. Don't even think about trying to get me, because I'm out. I'm not getting revived. It's a fool's errand at that point to try to revive in that particular game. Real world scenario, you know? Would you trust someone with your tools? You know? People can trust me with their tools because they know I'd give it back to them in good order, right? People can trust me. Hey, Island Girl, thanks for saying hello. I appreciate you watching. You know, you'll have to watch the live stream again later on, because if you are so interested in listening to me talk and rant a little bit about what I've got going on here. But this is my backyard, and just talking a little about my plan of the day, this project fence that I've got to deal with today, as you can see here. Thank you, Island Girl. Appreciate you watching. You know, this fence is broke. It's better to see this way, I think. You can see it's crooked. You know, if I go out this way some more, I need to fix that. Yeah, that's the angle. So I'm gonna deal with this today. Then I'm gonna go watch my son do some jujitsu. He's got a tournament. And then I'm gonna play Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite, Island Girl? And I was just talking about how profound of a game I had last night. And it got me thinking a lot. And to a point of, I mean, I've been thinking about writing a book. Yeah, right? I don't even like reading. So why would I write a book? Maybe I'll write a book with lots of pictures so nobody has to read. You know? Dude. There's something there. It's called a comic book. But I thought I'd have a lot more people on the stream this morning, but everybody else it's a Saturday morning. It's beautiful outside. Everybody's outside doing stuff. And the last thing I want to do is probably listen to old dude talk. Because usually I've got a lot more viewers and listeners in the morning when they're driving to work, when I was driving to work. But since I don't have that today, that's okay. Everybody can watch us later on when they're eating their, you know, drinking their coffee or eating their lunch. And I'm not gonna, you know, leave this live stream on to let you watch me do the work here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this and exercise the live streaming muscles, because it's been a while since I've done this. Wow, I love green. Yes, lots of green out here, that's for sure. As you can see, this is the backyard here. I got all this wood to process at some point. I think I'm just gonna burn it. It's rotting. You know, we don't really do fires out here like we used to. You know, my wife's allergies have gotten the best of her, and that's what happens in old age also, right? We're getting older, we're getting up there in age, and the body changes and doesn't react or reacts differently to different stuff in the environment, you know. But yeah, so what's on your mind today? If there's something that I can answer, if you got questions or got some ideas, you're like, hey, do you play Fortnite, Island Girl? Because that's the space that I'm in now, in addition to the drone flying still. But yeah, this is what I've got going on today. The fence, and then some Fortnite later on this afternoon, this evening. In fact, if you want to watch me play Fortnite live also, please subscribe to that channel. It's actually my last name backwards. Would love the support there as well as I grow that channel. It's an experiment for one also. Trying new things, right? Doing something different. It's like eating different food. But oh wow, this thing is getting, there's bugs in this thing. I know, I'm pretty sure that there's rabbits living in this little wood pile, because I see them come out of it all the time and then back in. I saw the tiniest rabbit, little baby rabbit. So I kind of don't want to destroy it, you know, because it's their home. But it is taking up the yard, and they're not paying rent. They're not bringing value to the land, you know, other than just that giant pile of wood eyesore. So on that note, I am going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you very much for watching and hanging out with me this morning as I finish off my coffee, and so I can get started with my day as well. But yeah, we'll get back on again first thing in the morning, probably tomorrow, before I play some Fortnite, because I think tomorrow morning might be, I don't know what the weather is like, but I would like to play earlier in the morning so I can play with my friends in Australia and Scotland who are awake at this time. So thank you so much for watching YouTube. I will see you later on my Fortnite live stream. See ya.